Alright, guys, let me know if I am audible or not. We will start in some time. Alright, guys, make sure that you like this stream as well, and and let me know if I am very clearly audible or not. So we're doing the live today because obviously um, tomorrow is a holiday. Give me 1 second. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat box. Also, make sure that you like the stream as well. And one more thing, guys, um, don't copy anything from my watch list. There are multiple stocks for multiple reasons. Everything is not a trade. All right. Some of them might not even be bullish. Starting with the index, we'll do the index in some time. Not right now. Let's wait for more people to get in. Then we will talk about the index. Venus pipe. Okay, we will talk about Venus pipes. West Coast. So again, I think I talked about this range. I don't like it. I don't like these big candles. I've spoken about it in the server, I think, when this candle was forming. But I don't particularly like the candle. And again, it's doing the same thing. So might break out. Obviously, it is holding the demand, so it might break out. But honestly, I wouldn't buy this. If it starts falling from here, it can come down to the demand very quickly. So it really just depends on if you have anything better or not. I think you will find something better. You don't have to buy this. Yeah. Waiting for the live. All right. You're welcome. Moil is already gone, I think. This is already, it's too extended. See, this is the last demand. Look at how well even the small cap stocks, they trade around the demand and supply zones. All right. So don't take it for granted. It is not just for the index. Index is made up of the stocks. So, so these stocks, they also move very nicely um, around the zones. Yeah, Venus pipe is good. Venus pipe looks good. It is not the best mover as of now, and it is not the best mover even when it's going up. So if you see this part right here, it took multiple candles for it to move up 20%. All right. So not the fastest stock even here as well, but the chart is good. So also make sure that you know that the demand is here. Sorry. So so if you see this part was far from the demand. All right. Don't mark your zones using the entire candle. If you take the entire candle, you should understand what's going on inside this candle, especially if it's a big candle. If it's a big candle, then if you go to the hourly, see this was the candle I was talking about. This entire candle was the daily candle. So if you're taking the entire daily candle as a demand zone, um, the top part is the supply, all right, inside this candle. The actual buying is coming from this bottom part. So don't take the entire candle, it will make a lot of difference. Just take the bottom part, or like bottom half or something, and you see the buying is coming from this point. So I see a lot of people making this mistake. They will take entire candles. Don't do that. So even if you see, let's say here, let's say this move. So don't take it from here. All right. You don't have to mark the zone from this point to this point. You just use the bottom half. All right. Or obviously didn't go to this zone, so I will take the wick of the last candle. So this is my demand zone, just the wick here. I don't care about the supply. So that will help me get even a better entry in the stock if I'm buying it here. Obviously, I'm not buying the stock here, but I'm just taking an example. Especially if you do intraday. If you do intraday and you are taking the entire candles, you will be stuck. All right, because intraday anyway, the movement is not so much that you can take the entire candle, and you don't have a lot of time as well. You have to be very precise. So, so let's take this fall. All right, this fall right here. Um, so the supply for this fall is just this wick. That's it. Don't mark something like this. All right, don't mark it something like this because you might end up entering right here. All right, which is extremely far from the supply. But this area is probably the better shot. So hopefully this is clear with everyone, especially in intraday. If you still do it, um, yeah, you have to be careful. All right. See, in certain examples, it might work out. I'm not saying that it won't work out. If you take the entire candle, it might work out. But look at the low of the demand. It's right here. Look at how far you are buying. All right. This is 200 points in Bank Nifty. So instead of doing this, just buy the breakout. All right. That will have the same risk to reward profile. All right. So yeah, that was about the zones. Again, make sure that you like the stream. And also share it if uh, if you have friends who are trading. So, all right, a lot of stocks. Let's talk about the index quickly. So what is going on in Bank Nifty? It is obviously bearish. All right, I talked about this supply very clearly last time when we talked about it. This is the supply to watch out for. This is the last big up move before the down move. All right, so we talked about this supply very clearly. Um, Bank Nifty is continued falling from there, but the good thing is we are now at a weekly demand zone. So we are now in getting inside this weekly base. Obviously, we are not completely inside it. This is the proper weekly demand, which is still, I think, about 1,000 points away. So Bank Nifty is bearish, but don't short it here. All right. Uh, I get asked multiple times if I short the index on these supplies. I don't, because I don't want to just play around with one instrument. So if I short the index here, and what if it does not work out? I'll take a loss, but the loss is not the main point. So if I take a loss, by the time it sets up for a long, by the time I cut out my short, so let's say it doesn't fall, and that is all right. It can happen, obviously. So by the time it sets up for a long, let's say by the time I cut my short, my long entry was supposed to be somewhere inside here, and now I cannot take that. So even if I can track the move properly, even if I can know where the long can happen, I still cannot trade it because I'm stuck on the opposite side. All right. So trade only one side. If you're trading both sides, do it in different instruments. So instead of taking a long in Bank Nifty, I would, if it, let's say if it's set up here, I would take the long in Nifty. All right. This is why relative strength is important, because otherwise you will just keep going up and down in the same index. You will make money once every 3 months. All right. So yeah, and stocks are much better. Obviously, I can just buy strong stocks. You see stocks like this, they don't fall. This hasn't fallen in the entire fall. So there's a big chance it might break out. I'm not saying it will. Don't buy it. All right, it is already extended, but this fell to the demand. Now it's breaking out. So stocks, they react much better. This wasn't falling, and now it's 15% up. All right. So don't short the index. Just know what can happen in the index, because obviously index is index is obviously important. You cannot completely discount the index. All right. Rate gains share India. All right. Rate gain is again. See you guys again. I talked about not buying it here. It is still marked from last live. The demand is also clearly marked. So what's the point of asking about it again and again? All right. Don't ask about it until it's around the demand. If I've already discussed it, nothing changed here. It is just moving up. It can break out. It can go up even 20%. But you want to trade mathematically. All right. You want to buy stocks where the maths make sense. You don't want to trust your eyes. All right. So the demand for this up move is here. So buying here and keeping a stop here. Obviously, you will keep your stop here, but that is not the logical stop. It can get hit in any market, fall very easily. So this stop loss makes no sense. This is more than 10%. All right. So only buy if the maths make sense. Otherwise, this is still extended. I wouldn't touch it. All right. Share India securities. Again, same thing. It's the exact same structure. Come on, guys. BSE Limited. Yeah. So I don't remember what I talked about this, what I said about this last time, but clearly did not take the market fall well because there was no demand here. All right. There's a blank space. And at the demand, you can see what happened. It's a big up move. All right. So obviously nothing yet. We wait for this supply. All right. Maybe something here, then we can think about this, but nothing as of now. Nifty FMCG is taking support. I haven't checked Nifty FMCG since months. Okay, I mean, not exactly months, but I haven't traded this since a long time. It is taking support from where? The demand for Nifty FMCG is this one. So it is taking support from where? All right, it is not taking support from anywhere. See, this is the down move, and this is the up move. So this is the demand right here. And where is this demand? And why is this demand so important? Because of this sideways action as well. Look at this base, then there's a breakout, then it tests out the demand and immediately shoots up. So there is a lot of buying which had happened here. All right. Obviously, if it comes down to that level, doesn't mean that it will continue to see buying, but it might set up again. So that is what we want to watch out for. And Bata India, I think is one of the better stocks. Okay, not really. Again, I did not check it. See, when you only deal with bullish, is this the right Bata I'm watching? What has happened to Bata? Okay, this is the right Bata. Bata is done. Nothing here. I thought this move might have materialized into something. But yeah, nothing here. There is nothing going on in FMCG except ITC. Colgate is the better one, yeah. So Colgate is the one going up. But again, I don't trade FMCG stocks because they move slowly. I think Britannia is also doing well, kind of. But this one is done. ITC was kind of setting up. I don't know how it looks right now. Not exactly great. And I think this is good. This is always good. Anything else in the FMCG space? Okay, this one is also kind of decent. But again, there is no, I don't see momentum in the space, all right? By momentum, I mean, I don't see stocks that are doing exceptionally well, all right? So, so avoid FMCG. FMCG's time will come when you see stuff like this happening, gapping up and then going up. These are the kind of sectors which you want to go for. I mean, obviously, you don't want to buy it when it gaps up, but some other stock in this sector might be setting up. Signet Industries. Okay, I think we have talked about this as well. Again, nothing here. This is very liquid. I don't want to talk about this. Okay, this one. See, it's not bad. All right, but it will fall from this supply. All right, it's going to fall. Somewhere here, it's going to reject badly because this hasn't tested yet. Even if it breaks out, the chances of breaking out is very less because look at this fall right here. But I think this stock moves like this only. So if you see here, there's a gap up, then it sets up, and then there's a breakout. Um, Again, similar thing here. There's a big move, big fall, set up again, and then goes up. So maybe you can get a move, but I think you might find better stocks. Um, the stock tends to move like this, which is all right, but you might find better stocks. Maharashtra Seamless, again, nothing here. It is extended. It is extended, and it is at the supply. So don't buy it. All right. RK Forging. Again, nothing here. If you bought it, let's say here, so it fell with the market dropped here, and RK Forging also fell, which is all right. Um, I think you can hold it still if you're holding it already. How much is the drop? So if you entered somewhere here, it's about 2 3. Yeah, you can hold it. It is. It looks like it's trying to hold the demand. Um, it's not that bad. But for a fresh entry, not at all. All right, don't even um, think about a fresh entry here. Again, guys, make sure that you like the stream and share it as well. But make sure that you like it first. There are a lot of people, but very few likes. Again, I will come to your stock. All right, there are a lot of stocks, so I will come to your stock. Don't worry about it. Again, nothing. Look at these big ranges. Nothing. Nothing insane. Shakti pumps again, nothing. There's a big fall here. Don't buy it. And the demand is actually right here. But look at how extended this point is. So I would want a bigger range here. All right. Maybe you would have bought it actually. You know what? You would have bought it here. This was a great entry. Look at the flat. See, you guys. Uh, I've seen this. I've seen this in a lot of you guys. You have very little idea about the right hand side of a base. All right. See, okay, this is a bigger base, right? So when we're looking at a big base, you want a right hand side. So first part is the pullback. See, first part is the up move, all right, which ends in a climatic move. Then there's a pullback, all right, pullback to some EMA, some whatever you're watching. There has to be something which marks the end of the pullback. Then what happens is the stock will start to trend up, all right. If it has to go up again, it will start to trend up inside the base. So this part shouldn't be sloping up for a long time. If it's sloping up all the way to the top, then it is better to wait for a sideways move here. Just let me know if this makes sense to anyone or to you. All right. Because what happens is if it's falling, let's say if it's falling and you start to buy on the way up, there is not enough sideways action that has happened in the stock. All right. It is simply trying to break out through these supplies, and the stock might go up. If it's very bullish, it might go up. But the point is, there is no risk to reward here. All right. So this is not as strong as something which stays at the same price for some time and then tries to break out. All right. This area of demand is much stronger than something which has been tested and used only once. All right. So we want a proper right hand side, not something that slopes up. Again, if I take an example, and another risk of buying something which is sloping up is it is already moving up for a decent amount of time. So if there's a breakout, you see the trend actually started from this point. All right. So if there's a breakout, it is already extended. The trend is already went on for a long time. So after the breakout, it might end up sideways. All right. So make sure that you understand the logic of why I stress on a sideways move. Again, if you see something like okay, let's take this stock is sideways most of the time, which is good. Let's take a random stock. Let's see. Right. So look at this example. All right. So let's take this range. So this is a sideways range. All right. But after the move, it stops for a while and then starts breaking out. So if you buy here, there's a chance it might go sideways again. There's a chance it might go up as well. Obviously, I'm not saying that these are bad charts. All right. But even in a good chart, you can take bad trades. All right. So look at this one. There's a range. It keeps going up. And what happens after the breakout? It goes sideways. All right. And then you are stuck wondering that your stock is not moving. You're buying in the middle of a trend. It can end anytime. Compared to something like this, where it's trading inside the same zones. This can give you a big breakout, big enough to book out. Again, same thing happens here. This is the entire base. But if you see this move, this is already going up. So what happens after the breakout? It goes sideways. And then you're stuck wondering that even when you're buying before the breakout, your stocks are not moving. All right. Buying before the breakout is not a binary choice. There can be multiple things happening before a breakout. All right. So wait for the right hand side. The right hand side is where it gears up for the next move. So it has to be something like this, and it will be towards the top right. All right, it will be towards this supply. So don't get lost in the words that I use. Everything is very sound logic behind it. Again, if you see this example, see if you consider even this base, let's let's take this supply. So even though there is a breakout here, if you buy this breakout, look at this entire move which is coming from the low. It's too late here to buy the stock. All right, and then what happens? It goes up, it goes sideways for a bit, and then there's a breakout. All right, same thing here. These points are too late, even though there is a big base and everything is there. I'm not saying that this is a bad stock, but does it? You have to analyze a stock from the current price. Will it move immediately from this price or not? That should be the question. You cannot just look at a base, and if it looks good enough, if there's any semblance of a VCP, you cannot just buy it. All right, it might just stall after buying it, and you will be stuck wondering why is it not moving, because it has already moved inside the base. The base is huge. This base is 30%, 38, 40%. So if you buy towards the top, it has moved 30% from the lows. Why will it move more? All right. So whatever trades I take, if you see my trades, um, let's take this trade. All right. I will never buy it towards the top. All right. Unless there is a very special scenario where the market falls and the stock does not. That time I might try it with a small size, but that is about it. So again, see, you want this little sideways action before the move. And if you're able to time it properly, what will happen is, so my entry in the stock is somewhere around this candle. Um, so if you're able to time it properly and the stock moves out from this candle, your entry will become a demand zone. And nothing is more powerful than that. All right. Your entry itself becomes a demand zone. So what happens when the market falls? What happens? So it broke out after my entry. Now my entry has become a demand zone. All right. Now what now? What happens now when the market falls? It falls directly to this demand, and my entry is right here. So it to go below my cost, it has to break an entire demand zone, which led to a breakout. All right, and these reactions happen very quickly from this point, because this is the breakout demand for this huge base. All right, so my entry is becoming this most important demand zone on the entire chart, recent obviously. All right, so when it falls, there's a quick reaction, it makes a new high. Even when it does not make the new high, let's say the market continues to fall. Let's take an example. So see, if you're entering somewhere here, let's say, does not make a new high, look at how much time it takes to break this area. All right, if you, let's say if you're entering somewhere here, first test, it literally goes back up to the highest point, or almost to the highest point from the first test. Second test of the demand stays here for like 2 weeks before the drop. So these are very powerful zones. You don't have to compromise on your entry. Look at this part as well. All right, whatever area the contraction you're entering, that will, if it becomes a demand zone, your trade is safe. Even in the worst market scenarios, it can be safe. I'm not saying it won't fall, but there's a chance it might not. All right. Take Solutions took an entry at 25. Let's see this trade. Took an entry at 25. It's too late. It's too late. You are buying at the supply. So this is your supply. You're buying right here. It's too late. This is the area of demand. You are long at the demand zone, you're long at the supply. This is 25 if I'm watching it correctly. This is 25. This is demand around 24. You're buying too late. And even this is not a good entry. Forget about 25, even 24 is not a good entry for me. Moil again, it's gone up. I think I talked about it. Kim's, yeah, see, this is also extended. Look at this move. This was the sideways part till this point, maybe. From this point, breaking out. So it's too late now. All right. Just zoom out. If you have any difficulty, just zoom out. This is the base. That's it. All right. Now it's outside. It's done. It's gone. On to the next stock. Accent MIC. What is this one? Yeah, nothing here. Again, see, we what did we talk about? We want a range. All right. So this is still in a pullback phase. So how will the right hand side set up? Something like this. We have to break these. All right. We have to break these supplies. So nothing yet. Bitcoin spot chart. Bitcoin is breaking down. This zone is gone. So next stop is, I think, somewhere here. It has tested the high here, but let's see. Not exactly a buy here. And obviously, it also has this huge long-term zone. So I don't think you should be buying Bitcoin here. Maybe if it dips into this area around 36, maybe there might be a setup. Gensol Engineering, I think this is also moving. Yeah, this is also gone. Again, see, this is the supply, this is the demand. So this is also gone. SMC Global. Hmm. Okay, let's. It is not bad. All right, it is not bad. Actually, looks pretty good. Not bad. I usually prefer bigger bases than this because there is no pullback in this chart. So the chart started here and the pullback ended here. So about a 7-8% fall. So not exactly something I would buy, but it's not. It's actually not bad. Utkarsh Bank is gone way too out. No, nothing here. Buy stocks around the EMA. If you're new here, start with buying stocks around the 50 EMA. All right, this is the 50 EMA for everyone who's new here. Vector Food is also not bad actually. Vector Food is, but the point is, see, this is the supply, right, and this is the area of demand. If it starts going up from here, you might buy it. If you're already holding it, hold it. When are you planning to buy Maharashtra Seamless? Not anytime soon. I'm not buying it here. It's too far from the EMA for me. All right, so the EMA, I think it's around 15%. All right, 10%. Too far. SMC Global, we talked about it. Housing finance. What housing finance? Which housing finance? RK4, you have talked about it. DLF. DLF again, too far up. No range, no nothing in DLF. Nothing. Any setups under your radar? A lot of them are falling. A lot of them are going up. They fell today maybe because of the market, but yesterday everything was going up. So I bought this somewhere here. This has gone up. I bought this. This has gone up today. Um, a lot of stocks are going up. So if you're buying extended stocks, they might not be going up, but it's not like the market is bad or something. Look at this stock. This has also gone up. Not exactly an entry here, but this one as well. Okay, my bad. Okay, now I cannot add it. All right. So this has gone up. People in my server bought this as well, somewhere around this point. Obviously, there was a bit of an bit of a pullback after the breakout. So if you see on the first breakout, this was the day when the market fell. Day before yesterday. Yesterday the market went up. There was a breakout. Now it's continuing. So stocks are going up. All right. I'm not watching anything currently, but stocks are going up. Indian metals again. Nothing here. First test of this supply after making a low. See, this is the pullback. All right. And now we want a right hand side. It is as simple as that. All right. A lot of stocks today. Um, Sale. Sale we have talked about it. Extended. Sale is nothing in sale. Not extended. I think there is no range at all. VTL, don't buy this stock. This is a very slow mover and not the best one. All right, don't buy this. Look at the time it takes. All right, you can find better textile stocks. There are a lot of better textile stocks. Mahindra Life Space. See again, after making this high, it is in a pullback phase. So inside this structure, we need a right hand side as well. All right, which will ultimately become the right hand side for this entire base. So not bad, but it will take some time if it has to go up. It is not bad. You can keep it on watch. Anthony Waste. Again, nothing here. It's too extended. Be very specific with what stocks you buy. You're not buying stocks. Uh, you're putting your money in stocks. All right. So be very specific. 90% of the stocks, 95% of the stocks that you guys suggest, I will say no to them. And it's the same with 95% of the stocks that I see. So be very specific. There are thousands of stocks to buy. Solar industries, again, nothing. It's still in a pullback phase. So we want some sort of a build up. Genus Power. This was one of the strongest stocks 2 years ago. So in this phase, no fall. And obviously went up and now it's not bad actually. Okay, so this one is kind of decent. So if you see, this is your supply. The demand is somewhere here. It hasn't tested the demand that well. But let's say we get a quick move here and then a pullback. So maybe we can buy this. It is actually not bad because it is not falling. It is not breaking this low. So maybe just a little higher low here and then you can get in. All right, so Bank Nifty is not going up at all. Nifty is actually not that bad. If you see Nifty, it hasn't even broken the 50 EMA yet. All right, Mazdok. Mazdok, you bought at 2200. Um, See, if you bought it here, this is a bad entry. You're buying the breakout. If you bought it here, that's even worse. So, did you just buy the falling stock? I don't understand. Um, you bought it straight from the demand? Don't do that. All right. Wait for the build up. It might move out, which is all right. Stocks can go straight out of demand, but wait for a bigger build up like this. All right. It is continuing to move because it has all of this behind it and this entire time correction as well. So this is why this demand might work out, but wait for a range before you enter. Any PSU bank? I bought this, but I think all of them have moved. Nothing yet. पीछे का क्यों बता रहे हो कल का? See, if you don't listen to, uh, if I'm talking about something in the past, it will happen again. All right, trust me, it will happen again. So yesterday wasn't unique. That same scenario has happened 1,000 times. I can show you right now. So if you see this fall in recovery, this is no different from this, which went below the demand but went up, and this is also no different from this, which went below the demand and went up. All right, and again, this is no different from this as well, which just went below the demand and went up. Same here. All right, so there is nothing new in the market. All right, कल का बताइए, आज का बताइए. Whatever I'm talking about, I think you'll be better off just listening to it. All right, especially in the small cap index. In Nifty, you might sometimes it might not hold any zone or something, but in the small cap index, stocks hold zones all the time. All right, guys. So we will stop here as of now because we have to leave. I have to leave, but I'll see you guys again next weekend, and that will be on Friday. All right. Um, whatever doubts you have, you can DM me. You can post it on the comments as well. I'll try to answer them. All right. So I will end the stream now, and obviously have a good weekend and a happy Republic Day to everyone as well.